Well, good morning from Delhi. It is our first day of sightseeing. Sam's parents arrived last night, so we've got the full group here ready to kick off the travel.
The squad is ready. We're gonna be doing. We're gonna be in Delhi for a couple of days.
Yeah.
That's how we're kicking things off. And yeah, we just started by walking around today. We're visiting the Red Fort right now.
Yeah, and you know what? We also have a fancy new camera. We're shooting with a Lumix, so maybe the image quality is better. Who knows?
Hope so. This camera is gonna be cool because we're gonna be able to get a lot of slow speed footage, and we're really looking forward to taking a lot of those types of shots, especially when we're taking our train rides all over India. So
right now we're visiting the Red Fort, and honestly this is probably going to be a bit of a different format because we obviously want to spend time with Sam's parents. I don't think we're going to be filming as much, but we're going to show you some of the highlights and kind of see how it works out. So let's go tour Delhi now. The Red Fort turned out to be far larger than anything I was expecting. After purchasing our tickets, we entered through the imposing Lahori gate, then walked through a bazaar before finding ourselves in a series of courtyards, audience halls, and imperial apartments. So we are quickly discovering this place is pretty amazing. And just to give you a little bit of background information, the Red Fort used to be the main residence of the emperors of the Mughal dynasty. And then when the British took over, this was turned into a fortress. But it's amazing. It's a huge complex and there's so many different gates and buildings to visit once you're inside. So you can just walk and enjoy it at a leisurely pace, and it's amazing. It's pretty cool. All the walls are made of red sandstone and it just looks beautiful when the sunlight is hitting it. So we're really enjoying this. This is our first attraction of the day and we're already blown away. Okay, Sam, so what have we just learned about this place, about this green lawn?
So apparently back in the day, this was the area where there were lion and tiger fights.
Lion and elephant fights.
Oh, elephant fights.
For the emperor's entertainment.
Well, there you go. So that must have been quite a spectacle.
I know, I couldn't imagine that happening
now
here.
Now it's like just this peaceful grounds, and this may be where they have a night performance.
Yeah,
so.
There's a lot of benches, and we've seen like an evening concert advertised, so yeah, a different type of entertainment.
A little bit
for sure.
Different these days.
Yeah, a little milder.
Slightly tamer, slightly.
So Sam, you've been making lots of new friends in between filming?
Lots of new friends. We're like B-list celebrities, just kidding.
Yeah, we've been posing with a lot of families.
We've been posing with a lot of families, meeting a lot of people from, it's cool, there's been people traveling to Delhi from like Mumbai and Kashmir and all over the place.
Yeah, from all over India.
All over India, so it's cool. We're not there's a lot of tourists from just India itself.
Yep.
After wandering around the Red Fort for an hour or so, it was time for a little break. So we decided to introduce my parents to their first cup of masala chai in India. So we're taking a masala chai. Cheers. We're taking a little break here at the fort. Cheers. Cheers. From there we went on a short tour of Old Delhi during rush hour, which in retrospect may not have been the best idea. It was a little too crowded to walk, so we popped into a restaurant for lunch instead. Alright, so we walked through Old Delhi. So what are the first impressions of that?
Very loud, lots of traffic.
Very loud, lots of honking. Was it an assault on the senses? Would you say? Yes? But in a good way, right?
Sam, you want to tell us what we're eating today?
Yeah, so we've got a nice spread of food. Over here we have palak paneer, which is a kind of a spinach curry with has big chunks of cottage cheese.
Yeah.
And then over here we have our curd.
Yeah.
Forget what that one was. And then we have our roti bread. Nice big thick pieces of bread.
Okay, and we're going to share everything.
Feast of feasts. So what do you think of the bread, Dad?
Very puffy.
Very puffy.
I'm looking forward to putting the spreads on.
Yeah. So my turn for a bite. I'm just going to try to get a little bit of everything. Lots of palak paneer, a bit of curd. That's fantastic. It's so good. Loving this meal. And everything's so cheap, so we're gonna be feasting for a while.
Okay, so day 2 update. I guess we should explain what we did for the rest of day 1. So we visited the Red Fort, we had some tea.
Yeah.
Then we wanted to visit Jama Masjid, the mosque.
Yeah, the biggest mosque in Delhi, but unfortunately during the time we went, it was closed to
it was
foreigners.
prayer time.
Yeah, it was prayer time, so we couldn't go. So we ended up having a really good lunch, which we showed, and then we went back and it was siesta time. We were all really tired.
And then we just had more food and more food. So today is the start of day 2, and our first stop is Humayun's tomb. We've just bought our tickets. It was 500 rupees?
Yeah,
foreigners?
500 each.
Yeah, and it looks amazing already, so we're gonna start touring.
Exciting.
So Sam, you've been to Delhi before, but this is one attraction you completely missed.
Yeah, the last time I was in Delhi, I had a horrific case of food poisoning, so I didn't get to do this place. So this is like a brand new experience for me. It's really cool.
What do you think of it?
It kind of reminds me a little bit like a mini Taj Mahal.
Yeah. And now that Sam mentions that, Humayun's tomb is actually believed to be a precursor to the Taj Mahal, which would come 60 years later. So there are some architectural similarities, but I mean, we'll decide that for sure once we get to Agra. After visiting Humayun's tomb, we took 2 cycle rickshaws over to the Lodi Gardens. It was getting close to lunch hour, so first we stopped at Lodhi, the garden restaurant, where we had a really nice meal in an outdoor setting. From there, we were just a few steps away from the actual gardens, which proved to be a popular spot on the weekend. Beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we have finally made it to the Lodi Gardens, and it is such a lively place. There are so many families having picnics and couples wandering around.
There's people playing cricket, badminton, just enjoying being out with family and friends. It's just a cool environment, like just it's packed. It's packed with people, yet it's big enough that you feel like you still get your own pockets of space.
The gardens are named after the Lodi dynasty, who ruled parts of northern India from the mid-15th century to the early 16th century before the rise of the Mughal Empire. The gardens contain various tombs and mosques, and it's a very tranquil setting in what can otherwise be a very chaotic city.
Good morning. It is day 3 here in Delhi, and this morning we're back at Jama Masjid. We came early before prayer so that we're able to visit. So yeah, we're gonna climb one of the minarets because apparently you get some really cool views of Delhi. And today is actually our last day in the city, so we're just sightseeing in the morning, and then later this afternoon we're gonna be catching the train over to the desert to Jaisalmer, so that's exciting. And so begins the ascent up the tower. All right, Sam. Sam, so we climbed the tower. What did you think?
Well, that's our morning exercise
It
today.
sure was.
We had a big breakfast, so that was a good exercise for sure. I thought it was actually pretty easy to climb up. Like the steps were not difficult. Some other towers I've climbed up before have been really tricky in terms of the stepping, so that was fine. But when you get to the top, if you're afraid of heights like we are, it is a bit intimidating, but it's also amazing. So I think it's worth just, you know, getting over it, going up, getting a view. But it can get a little crowded up there, so we headed down quite quickly after reaching the top.
Yeah, so you've got the tower over here, and there's only one staircase going up and down, so you're basically competing with people.
Yeah.
And like kind of having to press your body against the wall, so a little bit stressful, I would say. I wouldn't call it an easy climb.
Like most structures in Old Delhi, Jama Masjid is made of red sandstone and white marble, and it also happens to be one of the largest mosques in all of India.
At the train station here in Delhi, and that means we are wrapping up the trip here.
What an adventure. So yeah, that's it for our time in Delhi, and that was an assault on the senses.
Oh yes.
Delhi is a very chaotic but yet exciting city, and there's a lot to do, but it's the kind of place where once you've seen a few attractions and you're ready to move on, then yeah, it's time to move on.
And we are moving on. Where are we off to next?
Off to Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. So this is somewhere I've been before. I'm so excited to be going there. So stay tuned for those adventures. We've got a lot more destinations in India to come.
Bye!